How can a single person make the world a better place? I don't know. Or maybe yes? Well, I try. So I guess most of you are here because you have either a great vision, a great idea, or maybe you're just very successful in what you do. Or maybe you just want to get inspired. So, yeah, what about me? I also get inspired. And when I got inspired the first time, that was 2011. But let me first say something else. My name is Jörg. I'm here from Munich, and I work as a journalist and a photographer. So, my idea is to solve global problems. I shouldn't be here. To try to solve global problems and to create a worldwide awareness. So, the idea is, going to check this remote now. Okay, hold on. The idea is I got inspired by a very wise man. You all know about him, is the Dalai Lama. In 2011, I decided to meet him, to offer him something in return of what he's trying to give to the world. His wise words about respect, compassion, love, and humanity are raising to the world and are creating hope for so many people out there. And then I realized that no one else had ever asked him back what he wants or if we can help him. So that was my first idea, and that idea has changed my whole life. In 2011, I gave him the promise that I will try to enter Tibet and find out how the threatened Tibetans still believe in him. A country under occupation, a country where those people have not the ability to believe in His Holiness. So that was my first project, and I have a little video which I would like to show you right here. Okay, that was the meeting when I gave him the promise, and here's the video.
I never believed in fate, but in 2011, Tibet knocked on my door. Well, to be honest, I didn't know much about Tibet. I just knew the book from Heinrich Harrer, 7 Years in Tibet. And that book fascinated me. At that time, I was a young, ambitious photographer, floating along on the fashion scene, shooting beautiful people and beautiful things. You know, it was a really exciting time, but nothing deep. And then, something much bigger happened. Out of nowhere came the opportunity to portray His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, during his visit to Germany. We spent several days together. I accompanied him on all his appointments and I got to know him better. And then I wanted to know more, and I got to know more about the history about Tibet and of course about the tragedy. That gave me sleepless night, and I was thinking and thinking, how could I help him? What could I do for his people? This was a turning point in my life, and I decided to put my thoughts into a letter.
The next day there came the moment where we all say goodbye, and I took him by his side and I said, there is something I want to tell you, and there's something I have to give you. This is my honor to give you this promise. Please read it when you are in the airplane back home, and I give my best to follow my promise for you.
Finally, we made it. I'm in Tibet.
I wrote, I want to do something for you, something for Tibet. I want to travel to your homeland and be your eyes and ears, capture the smiles and the tears of your country. And I want to return with a message to the world. Of course, there was struggle to make this expedition happen. Many potential supporters turned me down in the end. But I didn't give up. It's a big relief that I managed to keep the first part of my promise. I traveled and photographed Tibet. But now that I listened and learned, I see that the journey has just begun.
So yeah, that was more or less the beginning of my career with National Geographic. And I can tell this project, or this book project, became very successful. And I realized that, okay, cool, a single person can change the world, just a little bit. So we became very successful, and I found out that I can refinance myself just by holding speeches and multi-vision shows. So I kept on, and people start asking me, so Jörg, what do you want to do next? This is the book. And I was like, okay, not so easy. First, I delivered my promise to His Holiness, and he was very happy to see that. And after this, we start lots of campaigns helping refugees, and also different campaigns of rescuing people from Nepal after the earthquake. And all those stories came out of this project, okay? But I always spent my personal money in that. And I thought, okay, there must be a different way, otherwise I can't survive. So after this, I decided to create a second project, because everybody asked me, okay, what's next? How can you top that? And I thought, okay, what comes in my mind? What's a still untold story, or what has been passed for so long? And I had my ideas of South America. What happened to South America? What happened to the jungle? What happened to the deforestation? I hear that stories since, I don't know, 20 years. It was quite popular when I was a kid, but at the moment, nobody cares about it. So anyways, I became a speaker. I refinanced my financial side with holding multi-vision speakers, and I did the second expedition, 100 days in the Amazon rainforest, where I decided to find out how the isolated tribes still live in danger regarding an economical actions from the outside. We heard about that before, talking about deforestation, soya beans, genetic manufactures, soya beans, gold, all those stories. It's still going on since 20, 50 years, whatever. Well, what can I say? I felt with that project. I realized that you cannot get successful on that matter because it's not in our mind. And I realized that the only awareness you get in touch is what the media presents you. And this was out of the media since 20 years. So what am I going to do? I lost all my money here. My family, my wife, my kid, they say, okay, that's not a good idea, that's not a good concept. What are you doing now? So, okay, I'm broke. Spent all my money, risked my life, twice 100 days in Tibet, cannot even enter those countries. Then I realized, okay, what's the issue today? What's the issue today? The oceans, we heard about that, right? What comes in your mind if you think about the ocean? Do you have pictures like this in your mind? Marine life, beautiful animals, corals, beautiful environments. That looks healthy, that looks super. All these pictures, but it doesn't look like this anymore. I used to do scuba dive since 20 years, and I've been to those places 20 years ago. Rainbow, colorful reefs, all those places. They don't exist anymore. So if you go to these places, and no matter if you spend 10,000 euro on the Seychelles or either in Thailand for much cheaper, you're going to find beautiful places, but it looks like this. Masses of tourists, crowded places, everywhere. What about the marine life under the surface? It looks like this. The global warming has reached the coral bleaching twice in the last 10 years, and that never happened on our planet. So scientists believe that more or less in a couple of years, 85% of all coral reefs will be damaged. And I saw that. It's the same spot where I've been 20 years ago. So what can we do? What can a single person do against that? Education, knowledge, invention, a vision? What do we have? Do we have solutions? I don't know. I've been there. It's shocking. It's really shocking. And I tell you what, I don't want my children to see all that. It's terrible. I want them to play on the beach like I did when I was a kid. But it looks like this. Fishing, industrial fishing. Here. I'm also a little bit investigative photographer. I jumped into those industrial nets to see how that works. When 200 tons of tuna get caught, the bycatch of whales, dolphins, turtles, every day, every vessel, 200 tons. That looks like this. This is the tuna in the supermarket. It's okay. We don't see those pictures often, but that's how it looks like. So what I'm trying to do is now, I'm trying to make a film documentary about the heroes of the sea. I know that for every single problem in our ocean, we have a solution. We're talking about activists, about visionaries, forethinkers, or just scientists. All those people are heroes. And we all have to bring them together to create a guiding line project for our people out there, so that everybody out there can decide of what they can do and of how they can treat in their personal life with our oceans. So this is the project about. And I have a little film telling you about how I'm going to create that movie. Because here's the problem. And that's the only reason why I'm here. I don't have money to finance that. I cannot bring those people around the world twice in 1.5 years to make a documentary about it. So the idea was to, this is a typical bycatch shark. The idea is to create a campaign on Kickstarter. That's a regular crowdfunding platform. So we don't need much money because I'm working only with volunteers. Everybody who's joining me on my expedition works for free because they want to have that done. They know that I don't have money. I'm not a big company or foundation. I'm just a single person, as I mentioned. But I'm going to do that. And here's the video. Please have attention. OK, sorry. Here's the video. Hi, guys. We have a serious problem with our ocean. I know you have heard about this, but let me tell you something. OK, this place looks like paradise, but it's not what it seems to be if you have a closer look. For example, this piece of plastic shouldn't be here. It kills animals and it causes a huge damage in our sea. I'm traveling around the world since years to show you another perspective. Okay, climate change is real. Illegal fishing is happening every day. Plastic pollution all over the world is a serious issue of today. I really don't want my children to see all that. So what can we do? What can you do? Instead of waiting for more conference and debates, we should take action right now. Like these people who already do so. These are my heroes.
And I knew that to do something I would have to take a more direct action approach.
I think that having proof of everything that happens out in the ocean is very important, because what happens out here, nobody gets to see it. If we don't document it, it doesn't get out there.
These ones grow 3 to 5 millimeters a month. You'll notice that we've installed this line here. That's to prevent boats from going in there and anchoring there, which is a major issue for us, and yet they still manage to get in there sometimes.
I've got to go out there at least once a month to clean the nursery. It does feel like I'm chasing my own tail. It would be hard to catch up and reverse the cycle that we're into right now.
Imagine all the scientists who work on that issue. Imagine activists on their mission.
Good day.
Forethinkers and visionaries who have found a way to solve these problems.
We treat plastic like money. I'm David Katz, I'm founder of the Plastic Bank. We provide an opportunity for the world's poor to use plastic to pay for the things that are the most important elements of their lives.
These are my real heroes. I am a photographer and I want this film documentary to be done, to spread it around the world. Therefore, I need your help. Please read my details below to get a better understanding of that project. Thank you very much. Get involved right now. This is a call to action speech from me. I want you guys to help me on that. Here are my business cards. I want you to give that around to everybody. With a small donation, you can make this project happen and realize. We're looking for 40,000 euro, which is missing on that project. We have 50 funded already, and this is the final amount which we have to create in 5 days. If I don't get any donation placed on that Kickstarter amount, this whole story is going to be failed. So, thank you very much.